The Heim Group is a research-based organization founded by Dr. Pat Heim that specializes in the differences between male and female culture, specific to the workplace. Heim Group President Tammy Hughes will take you on a journey into the research with the use of real-life stories that explain the differences.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us here today. My name is Tammy Hughes, and I'm here in the studio today with Dr. Pat Heim. And I'm going to ask Pat to tell us one of my favorite stories, and that is, how did you get into this sort of work?
Well, it was by accident. A long time ago, before I started this business, I was working in a big Fortune 500 company. I was in a very high-level meeting, and I don't remember why I was in this high-level meeting, because I wasn't high-level. And in this meeting, these two executives were just viciously attacking each other. And eventually the meeting was adjourned, thankfully, and we were walking out of the meeting, and those two guys were in front of me as we exited the room, and one turned to the other and said, "Want to get a beer?" And I was just totally dumbfounded. I couldn't believe that they would go out and get a beer after attacking each other like this, but clearly this made sense in their world. I lived in their world, and I had to figure out how this made sense to them. So I started reading all of the research on gender differences that I could get my hands on. And it just sort of snowballed from there, and that's how I got into this business.
Welcome, and thank you for joining us today in this studio from training, meeting, and boardrooms all around the globe. My name is Tammy Hughes, and I'm with the Heim Group. We are workplace communication consultants specializing in the area of gender differences specific to the workplace. I'd like to take you today on a little journey into the different gender cultures and equip you with a new set of lenses to see the world with, your gender diversity lenses. Most of us wear some sort of lenses, the ones we were born with. And I'd like to spend some time today giving you the ability to see the world through both sets of lenses. We know that the best leaders are those that understand how both genders work differently, so they can build teams where both strengths are encouraged and are contributing factors to high performance. Today I'll be talking about the research on gender differences, and I'll be painting those with stories from real life, some familiar stories. So some of the things I need to tell you about the research is, first of all, the research is not American. As of 16 years ago, all research that came out of the U.S., all research that did come out was out of the U.S. and Canada. But as of 16 years ago, Dr. Simon Baron-Cohen of Cambridge started doing gender research, and it has flown around the globe. I want you to know that I realize that this is just one dimension of diversity. There are many other ways we could look at differences today. This is just one of those. So we'll be isolating out all the other dimensions of diversity, generational, culture, so that we can focus on the lens of gender, because that's how the research comes to us. Anytime we learn anything new, we go through 4 phases. First phase we go through is awareness. That's where we simply see something new for the first time and we say, "I've never seen anything quite like that before." The second phase that we go through is awkwardness. That's when we've started trying to use the new language, or we try to use the new appliance and we're not very proficient at it, and that is our awkward phase. Third phase we go through when we learn something new is the skill phase. That's when we become fairly proficient at doing something, but we still have to use a lot of cognitive energy to accomplish the task. The fourth phase we go through is habit. It's when we do something very proficiently and we use very little cognitive energy to do the task. Today, we are just going to do phase 1. I want you to sit back in your chairs and relax as we explore the different cultures and see if the world looks slightly different depending on the gender lens that you wear.